think making real food in your RV kitchen is impossible? Well, think again. In my 35 square foot RV kitchen, I can put out healthy and delicious meals that would make even a professional chef jealous. And no, it doesn't require a massive RV kitchen or even a bunch of expensive gadgets. It really just takes a few essentials that completely transformed my cooking on the road. So, what do I consider essential in my RV kitchen to put out healthy, fabulous food? Ice! Of course! I'll bet you didn't expect that. Because every good meal starts with a great cocktail. Or mocktail. Now, don't go laughing at me for having actual real ice trays. Trust me, I have had my share of ice makers. And before that, I used to buy bagged ice. That was a long time ago. And I loved my ice makers because we all know how important it is to have ice in your RV. But here's what happened. When my husband Paul and I were sailing halfway across the Pacific to Tahiti in our sailboat, our ice maker broke. I was devastated. Can you even imagine? But I scrounged around and I found some small silicone ice trays and I thought, what the heck? It's all we got. So I started using that. And it turns out the ice is so much better out of these silicone ice trays. So when we came back from the sailboat and got our Airstream, I knew I was going to start with ice trays. Now, I was thrilled to find these. It's these 4 stackable ice trays, and they stack down into nothing because we all know space is an issue. And then it comes with this bin that you make 4 trays, you dump it in your bin, and this also does not take up very much space in your RV. And we always have these perfect ice cubes for our cocktails and anything else we need them for. I use them also in my smoothies, which we will get to in just a minute. But these are solid ice cubes. They're big enough. They melt more slowly. They don't water down your drink. And it is perfect for the perfect cocktail. Oh, and speaking of that sailboat trip, Paul and I have been traveling the world since he retired 2 years ago, and we started it with that sailboat trip. There's a link to the video here. It was super exciting. Now what we do is we travel about half the year in our RV, which we absolutely love, and then we spend the other half of the year traveling the world on cruise ships and planes, trains, and automobiles to other countries around the world, and it's super fun and exciting. So if retirement travel is something that you're interested in, I do have a free PDF handout. I will put the link below, and it is my top 10 retirement travel tips. All right, now let's get to the food. Like many of you out there, I love my Instant Pot Mini. I use it all the time. In fact, I am the Instant Pot authorized author of Cooking with Your Instant Pot Mini. And you want to know why Instant Pot reached out to me to write this cookbook? Because I RV and they knew it would be a perfect fit. And it is, and here we are. Although, spoiler alert, this is not the only appliance that I have on my RV kitchen list, but I will get to that in a minute. For now, you probably already know all the reasons why we love the Instant Pot Mini, but I'll tell you anyway. The size is perfect. It fits anywhere, obviously. Oh, and here's a little pro tip for you. Did you know that you should never store your Instant Pot with the lid on and secured? Because it traps all the odors. So I always store them separately. I will often store it upside down like this. So you'll thank me for that tip. Now, I use the Instant Pot Mini both when I'm on shore power and when we're boondocking because it's actually very efficient. I use it to cook beans and rice. I love being able to buy just those bags of dried beans and then I can just have fresh beans anytime I want. I use it to make soups and stews and ribs. Yes, the best ribs ever come out of the Instant Pot. It is certainly one of Paul's favorites. And I have to say, of all of the kitchen things that I rely on the most, Instant Pot Mini is probably it. I will put a link to my cookbook below, just in case you are interested. But now let's get to the next appliance that is a very close second to my Instant Pot Mini. All right, this is the very close second to the Instant Pot Mini, and it is my air fryer. And guess what? This is also a mini, so it's perfect for the RV. I believe this is a 4-quart Kosori. I will put a link to it below, but don't let the size fool you. It's got this cute little tiny basket. In fact, it's what I used to cook that salmon for tonight's salmon salad. It is fantastic, but I also use it to cook baked sweet potatoes. I cook roasted new potatoes. I also do chicken wings. Yes, that is another one of Paul's favorite. They are the bomb coming out of this air fryer. And I use it to cook roasted broccoli and cauliflower. There's really nothing you can't do in this air fryer when you want to have a full, delicious meal. It's super easy. I tend to use this more when we're connected to shore power, but I have used it when we are boondocking. We do have a pretty good solar system with some good batteries. It's just great. I use it all the time. I will say between this and the Instant Pot Mini, they are in a nose-to-nose race, but in all honesty, I cannot imagine cooking the way I cook without both of these. And the good news is they're both inexpensive. I will put links to all of these things below. Now, of course, there is one thing you simply can't live without when you're trying to cook great meals in your RV. Well, you certainly can't do any of this fabulous cooking without a good set of knives. And if you're going to invest in a decent knife, you really don't want to just throw it in a drawer and risk cutting your fingers when you reach in the drawer, or worse, having the knife damaged. So I love this magnetic knife holder. In fact, I've been using these in every house we've had for at least the last 15 years. Paul has become quite an expert at installing them. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's the first thing I had him put in to this RV once we got it. I absolutely love it. I can keep all my knives right here, right where I need them, anytime I'm cooking. And I know what some of you are thinking. You're thinking that those knives are going to bounce right off as we go rolling down the road. But guess what? We have been living mostly full-time in this RV for the past year, and never once has the knife bounced off, and we have gone down some pretty treacherous roads. So definitely add that to your list of things to get and invest in some decent knives. Well, you probably saw my last RV kitchen must-have hiding over here in the corner, and this is my mini blender. Now, this is the only thing that I've shown you so far that did not go into cooking tonight's dinner, but I do use it all the time. Now, primarily I use it for lunches because I make protein smoothies in it. Now, after we've gone out on a big hike or a big run and I come back, I just want something quick and easy and cold and healthy to get me through to dinner. So I do a bunch of different types of protein smoothies in this. It's quick, it's easy. I drink it right out of the thing and it rinses up in a great big hurry. So it's great for that, but you can also use it to do things like sauces or things that need to get mixed up very quickly. So it's small, it's powerful, it fits anywhere, and I really do use it on almost a daily basis. So now you know it is possible to cook real food in your RV kitchen, whether you're out for a weekend or you're on a long retirement summer trip, or you're even full-timing. If I can do this in my 35 square foot kitchen, I'm pretty sure you can too, especially with the essentials: the ice trays, the Instant Pot, the air fryer, a place to store your knives, and of course the mini blender. So now I'm curious, what are you going to cook first in your RV kitchen? And if you've learned something in this video, I hope you give it a thumbs up and share it with somebody else you think might benefit from it. My name is Heather. Thank you for joining me on The Freedom Strategy, where we are unlocking retirement by traveling the world.